When it comes to question time, it's easier.
You're live. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We really apologize for starting so late. Fortunately, we are all Muslims over here, and we know that Wayam Corona, Wayam Corona, Wallahu Khairul Makirin. Maybe that's the best, the last result is the best one. So that's the result from Allah. So, inshallah, we just want to welcome everybody, and we thank that everybody has managed to be here and to be here on time too. There's only one guest who's supposed to be here. That's a Kenel from Cleveland police station. Inshallah, she will be joining us soon. But so far, we still have 1 hour. I'm not sure what time is Maghrib, check?
1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah. Hour short. 1 hour.
1 hour, okay, inshallah. So we still go up to Quran verses, inshallah. Yeah. Nevertheless, we want to check Imam Kebi around, and then Sheikh Mach is around, and Imam Yakat is around, and the general is here. So only one person is missing. So by the time we get the chief here already, let us take this opportunity to invite our Imam, Maulana Siraji Jobet, to us and open into our inshallah. And we can even, if he wants to do, we can do some short qira'ah also, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think the best starting lecture would be Wabashiri Sobihin for our early late start, inshallah. As is usually the opening dua. Just a few words, inshallah, of nasiha. I won't be able to clear out. I always tell my brothers in the masjid, if there's a wooden mic, a qiraat program, then I'll probably be the one who wins the wooden mic session, inshallah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa man wala. وقال تعالى في القرآن قد قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اتق إلى حيثما كنت واتبع السيئات حسنة تمحها وخالق الناس بخلق حسن أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is quite clear and concise in his advice to us as believers that we should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wherever we are. We should be Allah ta'ala conscious, and Allah ta'ala consciousness is a very important aspect of self-discipline. And with self-discipline comes self-regulation and correction, which will then automatically lend us to be an asset to society, and also automatically once the individual has changed and is purified and has sanctified himself, he will sanctify his environment as well. and will respect his environment and others as well. And we will have a very cohesive, very safe society for us all. And Rasulullah goes on and he mentions to us that wherever we are, in every aspect of our life, in every sphere, we should remain with these qualities, we should imbibe these qualities of Allah Ta'ala consciousness and the utmost dignity and respect we should exercise at every place and every moment. Then Rasulullah goes further and he mentions that what we say Hasana Tawqan, that if you do falter, and it is part of the human condition that we will falter, we will make mistakes, we will make errors. It's part of the human experience, but we should always compensate, we should always do good. Yes, we will falter in our efforts, in our society, our community, but we should always try to make an effort to immediately rectify it. We should acknowledge mistakes, we should acknowledge shortcomings, and automatically, immediately, we should rectify. And that is, I think, part of the aspect why we have gathered here today. And then also, that we should, with the best of character, always, and this is a hallmark of a believer, that with the best of character we engage with all. With the best of character, we engage with all, and this today is part of the reason there is a moral and social decay happening, because we do not show respect to ourselves nor to our fellow human being and our environment. And we should try to maintain these qualities, for they will make us better people. Amen. And our environments will also become better. Our homes, our neighborhoods, our streets, our cities, our country will be a safe, beautiful environment for everybody to move, both male and female. May Allah Ta'ala make it as such. Amen. We will then begin with dua. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين يا رب العالمين. O Allah, the most merciful, the beneficent, the master of the day of judgment, we seek only thy assistance and only thee who we worship, and we ask thee to guide us on the path of righteousness, and we ask not to lead us astray, and we ask for the removal of any obstacles and difficulties and harshness that is due to our actions, as has been showered upon those in the past. O Allah Ta'ala, forgive us. O Allah Ta'ala, have mercy on us. And this gathering we have today, Ya Allah, let the benefit of it reach us sitting here, and our communities, and that which is in our hearts, and our minds, and our desires of goodness and safety and security. May it reach every crevice, not only of our localities, but every locality in every part of the world where people feel vulnerable and unsafe. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Birahmatika ya Arhamar Rahimin.
We say shukran to Sheikh Siraj for those wonderful words and wonderful dua. And we all together say Amen.
Ameen.
This is our first gathering of this nature, and we hope it won't be the last gathering. And also we will learn as we go along some mistakes that we make and reduce them, so that inshallah the next time we are better prepared and better organized. But nevertheless, it is not for me to welcome you. We've got the Imam of the place, Imam of Masjid Taqwa, Sheikh Muhtar Rahman, who's here with us, and then he will do the honor. And probably also welcoming us as a resident of this area. He can have some few words why we really need anything of this kind. Welcome, Sheikh.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praises to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursaleen. And salutations be upon our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Honorable Police Commissioner, Major General Buyisida Mata, Program Director Sheikh Salamtu, esteemed Imams and guests, members of the Muslim community, and our beloved viewers and listeners, I greet you with universal greeting of love and peace and mercy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My beloved brothers and sisters, honorable guests, it is with great warmth and gratitude that we gather here today in our beloved city of Tabeha and at Masjid Taqwa Islamic Center to welcome our distinguished guest. On behalf of the Mosque's Board of Trustees and Imamat, the leadership, I welcome all to Masjid Taqwa. This occasion marks an important step towards reinforcing our commitment to fostering a safe and harmonious environment for all residents of this vibrant community. As we come together in this sacred space, let us remind ourselves of the profound teachings of Islam that guide us in fostering peace and cooperation. Allah mentions in Surah Al-Ma'idah, وَمَنْ أَحْيَاهَا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَا النَّاسِ جَمِيعًا. Whoever saves one life, it is as if he or she had saved humankind entirely. This verse underscores our duty to protect and preserve life, which is a core principle in our collaboration with law enforcement. In the hadith of our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, peace be upon him, he said, the believers in their mutual kindness, compassion, and sympathy are just like one body, Commissioner. When one of the limbs suffers, the whole body responds to it with wakefulness and fever. This metaphor teaches us about the collective responsibility we hold towards each other. When one part of our community suffers, it is upon all of us to respond and aid in healing and protection. Our city's challenges with crime are not isolated issues. They affect each one of us. Thus, it is imperative that we work alongside our police force, supporting their efforts in maintaining peace and justice. Islam encourages us to act justly and collaborate with those who strive for righteousness and security. Allah mentions in Surah An-Nisa, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, kunu qawwamina bil qist, shuhada'a lillah. O you who have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice, witnesses for Allah. And so today, my beloved brothers and sisters, as we listen to the Police Commissioner's insights and strategies for crime prevention, let us keep in mind our role as proactive participants in this endeavor. By establishing strong community bonds and open lines of communication with our police law enforcement, we can address the root causes of crime and work towards solutions that benefit everyone. Our mosques, schools, and community centers can serve as platforms for educational initiatives that promote awareness and understanding. Together, we can create programs that engage our youth, offering them positive pathways and alternatives to crime. In closing, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the General and the police force for their leadership and dedication to our community. May Allah bless our efforts and guide us towards a path of unity, safety, and mutual respect. Let us pray for strength and wisdom to uphold these values and for the continued prosperity of our community and city. Ameen. Thank you all, Jazakallah khairan, for being here today, and may this gathering be the beginning of a fruitful partnership for a safer and more harmonious city. Ameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam alayhi wa sallam. Thank you
Jazakallah, Sheikh Mukhtar. I think you have really paved the way. And for anyone who may have heard the question why we are here and why this meeting, why do we really have to call the district commissioner to come and address us. I think the input by Sheikh Mukhtar is qualified. And I think without any waste of time, I will call upon the general to come and address us. But before he addresses us, we need to firstly get to know who is in our midst. Firstly, before I introduce the general, I want to introduce some imams who are among us here. We've got general, we've got the imam of this masjid. Imam means the priest or the presiding minister of this masjid, Taqwa, which is the biggest mosque in the Eastern Cape. That is Sheikh Mukhtar Raban, the one which has spoken now. And then we've got from Youth Lake, we've got Imam Nakat Tairi, who is the Imam there in Youth Lake, the mosque in Devon Road and at Van der Riet. Yeah. So that's just say, yeah. Because we all look alike with our beards, so doesn't know, the general won't know which one I'm talking about. Yeah. Then we've got Sheikh Majid Jardin, who is the Imam of the mosque. If you go via Pass, what do you call it, the Garabak shopping center, there's a big mosque, very beautiful one, the most beautiful mosque, but I think now the most beautiful is this one. You got that one. Sassoli used to be the most beautiful mosque, man. So what is Sovereign? But now I think you have outdone them. It's competition, the
Community.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Sheikh Majid Jardin, yeah. Sheikh, can you just put then behind him, you got the deputy chairperson of the Nelson Mandela Bay Spiritual Crime Prevention Committee. Religious leaders from different religions have come together and pledged to support the police and to support the community in fighting crime. So that is our Bishop Damons, who is a resident of this area in Durban. Then you've got just there at the back, Molana. Inshallah, can you just stand up? I know you are tall, but just want to hear you. Molana Nagedin, inshallah, the deputy imam here, the masjid. And then you've got this side. What other imam do you have there? Okay. Yeah, it's good, it's good. The Kenel is here. Kenel can come and sit here, no? Yeah, back to the general. It's good that I delayed because I wanted him to introduce his boss, Yeah, not myself, My bosses have just introduced my bosses. Nevertheless, these are the leaders who are here from different areas, Youth Make, PE, and many other areas. I can't mention all of them. Others are members, outstanding members of this community, who are leaders of different organizations, charitable organizations, community organizations. We've got also sisters, ladies who are with us, and some of them are even involved in the radio. So inshallah, this is the cream of the Muslim community that we have. And we believe that those who are not here, Allah will them not to be here. And those who are here, Allah will them to be here. So we just appreciate the audience. And Kenan, we are happy that you are around. But I'm not sure whether we will be able to introduce General. Ne? We know that the station commander of Galvan Day, Alhamdulillah, is a Muslim, Brigadier Abdurrahman Humphreys, but he is on leave somewhere in Pal. In Pal, and then on his behalf, we have a Colonel Stada. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing the spelling. Oh, because he was supposed to be on leave. Alhamdulillah, he loves us. He's on leave, but he managed to be here. So we appreciate that, Colonel. So we give over to Colonel to introduce Major General, and without myself coming back here, Major General will give you the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I highly appreciate this invite. For me, as the deputy of Abdurrahman Humphreys, my brigadier, I've been honored to be here. And I must say before I'm going to call on my general, I must say that the Muslim community is a very, very integral part of our community. And we appreciate the work that we do together and also the work that you do on your own. We highly appreciate it as Governor Police Precinct. We also got one of our leaders from the Christian community, Reverend Diamonds, is also in our midst. Also from, we do have a spiritual fraternal with all our religious leaders from different communities that is serving our police precinct, and he's one of them. And but I must say, I'm definitely honored. And just for the record, I'm currently on leave. But I said to myself, I can't let my general come alone to a meeting, and none of our seniors from Galvandale are here. And that's why when my general is here, I must be here. And that also shows the commitment that the general do have for our community. And we appreciate it. So without further ado, let me introduce you the Major General Vivi Ngata, the District Commissioner of the whole police precinct. He's responsible for 18 stations. And I must say that since his arrival in Port Elizabeth, there has been a change. There's been a change in the different communities that he visited. He's still trying to go to a community, wherever, what religion, what ethnic group they are. He's going there and he deal with them and he discuss certain things with them. We know how important crime is for you. That's why I will introduce you to General Vivi Ngata, our District Commissioner, and he will come to the podium. Thank you very much.
Without wasting time, allow me to greet all the imams present, Sheikh, Colonel Pietras, and our deputy district social convention chairperson. I must say that I am really happy to be here. And since I arrived here on the 1st of July in 2022, when I got appointed, I had this dream of ensuring that we mobilize all religious community and from all walks of life. And that's what we've been doing. And when Sheikh Salamtu joined New Bright team, I was basically very happy because it meant that our spiritual convention committees were representative of all religions, and that was the aim. And thank you for being patient and for waiting. I know we should have had this meeting sometime last week, but because we were called by our boss, and once more again today, being delayed here, and I was not delayed at home, and I was delayed at work, and I can see this type of work that I'm busy with. It's not the work that makes we don't find time or enough time even to rest or sleep, because continuously I hear the noise and the cries of our people in our lovely Mandela Bay district, because crime is real. So when we see, when I am in the midst of the people that are anti-crime, it does melt my heart, because that is what I want to see. Can you imagine if all the members of the community here in our district were not in support of crime, we would not find ourselves in the situation that we are now. We are now in Galvandale. Galvandale is known as one of the gang areas. In fact, the northern areas, I grew up here as well, knowing that in the northern areas, that's where the gangs are. But the gangs are no longer here. They make more organized this side by the township. The township they are called Amapisa. They are doing almost the same thing, very vicious and merciless. They don't have any mercy. They just want to keep whatever that they want from the people of our country. So now, why am I here today? And I'm here today, one, I've responded to an invite here that I will appreciate, but also to come and share and also get some advices and also come and appreciate the prayers or to come and pray with you because there are people who are waging the war with peaceful people of this country, particularly here. And I think it has been said now that Nelson Mandela Bay is one of the most dangerous places in our country. And we saw in one of the newspapers that is rated number 9, etc. And so it means that there is a problem that is crime. And there is no peace. But it does not mean that as a police we have thrown our hands in the air. We have not done that. And I still believe that there is so much that we can do as a police. And for instance, now in the past quarter, for instance, the past financial year, we have about 17 community reported crimes, consist of the murders, the rapes, etc. Out of 17, Nelson Mandela Bay managed to decrease 12. And 12 is a lot, especially in an area that is like ours, where there's high unemployment, where there's so much and high moral decay that the Imam has spoken about here. But we managed again at the end of our quarter, that is between July and end of September, we managed again to reduce 12 out of 17. But as long as people do not feel safe, it means nothing. I can come and say here, the police together with the partners, because we work with partners from all walks of life, either the business people, the Richard Odamon, and the city that has also joined us, the CPFs, together we've managed to achieve some of the crime targets. But those where we've decreased from crime because in that there is no situation where we can say there were no murders and there were no carjackings, there were no house robberies, etc. You know, we still have crimes, but in terms of comparative statistics, we do reduce. But my worry is, and my concern, we don't reduce where it matters the most, like the murders. You know, we are really battling. We are really battling. And any city or country, how is it going to be regarded or to be measured in terms of whether it's a peaceful place or not by the number of people that are killed violently? And our city is not one of those because we are still battling with matters. And many people always ask, and then who and how people are killed. As I was standing here, in fact, I still have a meeting with the person that is going to come and give me some information. Because one of the positive factors of the method of operation is what we call the insurance policy related matters. Here in the northern areas and in the townships, there are people who kill others, but before they kill you, they insure you. And yesterday, they go to so many insurance policies, companies. And yesterday, an old lady came to confess that she has killed her own son. And this is real. It's real. I think you must have seen that cop in Gauteng side, the one that killed her own family, burned them because of money. And I think money is giving. Now it's scarce. You need money, but because of money. Now here, not far, here, I think you're going to read about it in the next day or so. This, because we managed to corner her, and she confessed and said, yes, I have killed my own son because I ensured I wanted me out. I could not wait. When we insure our own families, because want to assisted when that time comes, they can't wait. You see, it's not only that one, there are others that we've also arrested as well. The insurance policies is happening a lot in the townships. And what worries me currently is that the people that are at the center of it are women. But they are women. But remember, there's another investigation of another cop who is a woman. One is 30 years in jail. There in Motherwell, where about 3 we have linked that one, I think, to more than 4 or 5 murders, and those are the women. You see, this mama now is a woman. There is another case that we are investigating here, a Mashonisa here in Belfast Bay. It's a woman as well, who had this guy, knowing that this guy is not supported at home, and instead of supporting him, but what she did, she ensured that she was going to insure so that she can get a payout of more than 300,000. And but they don't do the killing themselves. They hire people. They hire people. They hire young men. They hire young men who do not care about life, who don't even listen to the cries. When there were about 3 people, they shot 4 people in Motherwell, and they wanted to kill only 2. And this girl, this is a real case because they are in jail now. This girl was at the back. She was raised by one of his mothers, was raised by the mother. And when the guys were on their way, she went to call and said, I don't come now because there are 2 visitors here. They said, it's late, I will just kill everyone. We want our money. So they arrived there, they killed 2 who were the visitors. The other one who were meant to be killed did not die. They are still in hospital, but also they were also involved in this insurance policy or policy-related matters. So it's one of the motives here, and people are killed. Secondly, extortion. And I know the Muslim community, many of you are business people, and I'm not sure whether I also extorted or not. And extortion is when a person comes to you and say, I am going to protect you, you must pay money. But what worries me, you pay a person who demands to you to pay him, protecting you from him. It does not make sense. Because if I come to you and say, no, I want to protect, you must pay for protection so that you don't get robbed. But it's myself who wants to rob you, but I want you to pay me, not to rob you. And when this started in our country, I was in the Western Cape there, and we kept on arguing. They were targeting the Somalians, because the Somalians are the one that took over the spaza shops in the townships. And our South African people kept quiet. This continued. And as the police, we wanted to do something about it. But we also realized that the Somalians did not trust, or they were scared of these boys. Because the police are not there to protect them whenever they get attacked. So they decided to go along. And until these boys started to turn their attention on the South Africans. And that's why now people in some townships, once you've got a block of flats, those boys may come and approach you and say, out of your 10 flats, I'm taking 3, and then the 7 is yours. Why? Because you are protected. It's for the protection, so that your people and yourself, you're not wrong. So it is a problem, it's extortion. But now our provincial commissioner launched a hotline. It's a hotline that must be used, whenever one is extorted. And since we've used that hotline, we've managed to open so many cases. There are even people that are already in jail. Some of the suspects were also killed. Those that were killed there in that area of Keskamaruk, 4 boys were also killed there. They were busy collecting money. And no one knows who reported, because the hotline, I don't have to mention the name. I am going to share the number here. Extortion. Here in our area here, drug trade, the gangs, and that's what makes them strong. And what I've noticed, the gangs who are selling drugs, they sell drugs to those who are supposed to be very poor people, but they sell drugs. And their homes are high walls, cameras, nice cars in the area where you don't really find rich people. And again, they don't have mercy, they will kill anyone. And what they've done, they recruit the youngsters. And the recruitment, their agenda to recruit the youngsters, their program to recruit the youngsters, have led to the high school dropout. Many of our children do not go far at school because already some of them are already working for the gangs. They even sell drugs there. One of the schools where it was raided by Belvedere police station, they found a firearm. And now we started to see children stabbing one another, killing one another in the school premises. I mean, even yesterday, there were 2 boys that were stabbed, because they were drugs. So the drugs also is a problem, and the gangsterism as well is a problem as well. The vigilantism in the townships, people there, they say, we are tired of police, we are tired of the criminal justice system, we will kill those who commit crimes, and they ban them. But if you go to the northern area side, there are men that will come in balaclavas, that will, before they kill, they take all the women aside and start killing people there. That is vigilantism. And all of them are mentors. So you cannot justify a killing of a human being. It cannot be justified at all. Because at the end of the day, if you add all those matters, whether those that people that are justified, those are the ones that make our city to look the most dangerous, while we would have had an opportunity to prevent those matters. If those guys that are banning people in the township can stop, those that come here in numbers in cars, with balaclavas, and take women beside and kill people 4 or 5 or 7 shotguns, it's bad. Would have a much reduced number of people that are killed here. Because in an area where people are killed, our own children will think it is a way to go. And if our children can think in that fashion, so it means that we never have a peaceful place. And I see here, not all of you are young. I'm much younger. I'm still 52 years old, meaning that I'm expected to live longer. And I'm worried about the people who do not even know how their own grandchildren live when they are gone. So it means we must work very hard. That's what I'm also doing. I want to work very hard so that when I also get older, I must the society and the area that has much reduced criminality, especially the crimes against women and children. So we've got those challenges here. And we would not be able to be where we are if it was not for the support of communities like yourself that have called us. And there were matches organized by the religious leaders in the townships. Because one of the things that we also mentioned to them was our inability to fight crime. Our inability to fight crime. We arrest so many people. There's an operation that is called Shanela, where since its inception, since its inception, we've arrested more than 700,000 people, but we don't even have half of them in jail. Because there is a section in our constitution, section 35. Those are the rights of the people that are in detention, arrested, or the accused. They've got rights. Rights. They have got rights. That is why our case takes so long. I mean, I'll make an example here. There was a house that was raided, and then a search warrant, or there was a search warrant, but the firearm was not found on a person, but found in another room inside the house. But such cases are not even enrolled because you will not be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt. We must be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And because of us being unable to do that, the vigilantism comes, the mob justice comes, because people get so tired and impatient with policing. Some may even think the police are bribed, but yes, of course, the police are bribed, but in the main, the police don't get bribed. But because you can't do so much. And now, for instance, those who are selling drugs, you will see the police going there, search a house. Sometimes we find drugs, because all that we need to do, you must just take those drugs, throw it in the backyard, or you take in one of the rooms where you will say to the police, I know that room is used by my son. And you will not be able to arrest you. Even if you arrest you, that case will not be enrolled, because we must prove beyond this without that the drugs belong to you and the person that we found in the house. So also these laws or these rights, they make us to be incapable, to break the backbone, right? But there are others that we can, because there are so many cases where we've managed to secure high conviction of crimes, high convictions, people that are serving in jail. And now, when we thought that we're done with them, we sent them to Senate funds. I'm not sure how much do you know what happened in Senate funds. Because in these crimes, the carjackings, the extortion are driven or led from Senate funds. When we thought now we're done with them, but it is not the case. But we've been to Senate funds as well as the police. We had more than 3 operations where we managed to seize or recover more than 60 cell phones, cash, drugs, etc. And we were studying them. And there are people that who have linked them to these buildings that are outside here in West Mandela. So, for instance, about 18 people were killed in Lusiki City. And the main guy was in jail. In jail. The guy that ensured that so many people were killed, and he paid them from the money that he makes while he is in jail. So, because people have got rights, and the church must, and one of their demands was a review of that section 35, so that we can begin to work as the police and empower to fight crime, not what we are having currently. But amongst us, there are dead cops. Those who are dead, those who even sell their soul to get something in their own pockets. And even though they are amongst us, but what I always pride for the police is when we were made aware of them, we arrested them. We arrest our own members. Our own members were arrested. That's why many of them died in Senate and dismissed them. But we need to make aware of many of those boys and girls who are involved in criminality. And why do we have cops today who are like that? Because of this moral decay that Imam was talking about here, and how we raise our own children, and whether to raise our own children in an environment that is godly. You see, what you say and what you tell them, you tell and raise the children to be good people. and to aspire and be inspired by the imam or the sheikh, or to be inspired by a very good counselor or a chaplain or a reverend or a good cop. No, because our own children, they are so used, and now I think they are inspired by all the wrong things that are around us. And some of them they manage to pass their matrics. And once they pass the matric, we grab them as cops, you know. And sometimes we grab people who are really not good, who have not been raised in those kind of environments, you know, where the aim and the objective of the parents would be to raise this one to be, you know, a God-fearing child. And if that is the case, why do we have so many taverns in Shibins? Why there are so many, you know, currently I think there are more taverns in the drug places than the masjids and the churches. And they even go as far as building the churches, you know, selling drugs, or even the licenses that are approved, not even far from the masjid, not even far from the churches or the crashes or the schools. So somewhere, what things that are happening that are allowed by government and are not taking us to where we want. And there are people like myself and other colleagues of mine who are career police officers. Because this is my career, I don't have any other career, and I want to work here. And we didn't join the police or work with the police just for the sake of earning salaries. By the way, our salaries are not that even that much. It's not like you're a general now who live lavishly like a rich person. It's not like the case. But because we've moved up in the organization, now we know what is by those who make change, and we want to also be part of those that want to make change and achieve and leave a legacy of very good and vibrant and successful crime fighters. So we do have crime, but as I've already explained when I started, that there are areas where we've managed to reduce, but where it matters the most at the matters, the rates. Of course, the rates we do reduce sometimes, but we're doing relatively better, you know. But as long as our people, our community do not feel safe, so all our efforts will go to waste because our people don't feel safe. And what can we do? I think the more we're united, the more stronger we become. And when we're united, must be united, you know, against criminals and against criminality, you know, against moral decay, against all these things that do not contribute, do not build us as South Africans. And being here today, and I agree with Sheikh Salam that this must not be the first and the last. You see, there is also a mutiny in other areas. We've got station commanders all over, you know, where the engagements and the working together, the partnerships, groups, etc., should continue so that we can win more and more children, win more and more people that will not join criminality or gangs. But the more we work together, the more we know our target and our our enemy is criminality more than the criminals themselves. The criminality, because this is the behavior that we're talking about, is when a person decides and chooses to do or not to do. To do whether I am going to beat my wife today or not. Am I going to step or steal or not? So we need, as the police, we need also to be assisted with everything that can help us to change the mindset of our own children or the community, so that we can have people that really have changed and who do not support criminality. And police that we are having here, of course, they do have challenges with resources, but it does not mean that those limited resources makes us not work. We do work. And like Gelton Cave is one of the stations that is doing relatively well in terms of their own crime. But again, they are working in an area that is known for extremism. And the hotspot here is in Helen Bay. Yes, other areas, of course, the first block, there are also areas there, Chetty, the Boys in Park, where there are gangs, and those gangs are known. And they are known by many people. And the fact that people are not really sent to jail, even if they are sent to jail, they come back. Because one of the things that I really disagree with, when a person is found guilty and sentenced to multiple life sentences, that will go concurrently, meaning that no one will ever die inside jail while serving here in our country. We are the only country, I believe, where you go to churches, you go to school with people that are coming from life sentence, because they go sentenced to life, but they come out after 20 or 25 years and still well, some educated, etc., for free of charge without what you call. And here, as the government, our minister, the new minister, Mr. Mtulu, came with a signature, came with a program here. It's a cooperation agreement between the three spheres of government. I know also again tonight, very late tonight, we'll be having a virtual meeting. It's a cooperation between the city and the police and the provincial government. All of them, the aim is to make us more stronger and united and to work together. Because in an area that is very filthy, where there are no services, gangsterism and criminality likes such places because it's dark. Where there are no services, there are no lights. So those are the roles of the city that they must play, so that the police can also do the work. Where the city will even allow people to squat and build shacks. You see, once you build shacks, it becomes difficult for policing, and the criminals use those places as the hiding places. So that is why the city and the police at local and provincial must begin to work together. It's a cooperation agreement. And I think if going forward, we can work better with them. And again, I must say that we really appreciate the fact that in our district, one of the districts that has very strong spiritual crime prevention committees, and that are working. You've seen New Brighton, you've seen Kwasakele, you've seen Kwanobuche, where they really work and assist us, and where they guide us and lead us spiritually. And our hope and prayers is, I wish they could really change the mindset of our people so that our people can criminality. But what we're busy with, that's what we call intelligence-driven operations, intelligence-driven policy. But where is the lack? Is the fact that we're not receiving a lot of information. People with information do not share, but they will choose to share with certain people who, those who do the mob justice, the vigilantes, those who just kill people because knowing these ones, they are selling drugs, or they are killers, they are robbing, and they commit burglaries, etc. Information that should be used to take people away is shared with those people that do their own thing. And their actions do not make us better. You can see, no matter how many people you can ban, they don't stop criminality. But when you ban so many people, you make children to believe and think it's better to act or react violently for solving problems. And that is what will be helping us. We've got a problem also with the parolees as well. Many of the people that are committing crimes are the people that we call the repeat offenders. Many people who are committing crimes are the people that were arrested before, meaning that the current program of government, because the government says those that are arrested must be rehabilitated. So it doesn't look like many, if they are, I think it's only 0.1% that comes out in the rehabilitated. Those ones who say, I don't want to do anything with criminality. Many of them, they continue because of for whatever reason. I don't even want to say because of the unemployment. There are countries where there's unemployment in Zimbabwe, but crime in Zimbabwe is not like ours here, because people know if you go to jail, you still have to bring your own medication, sometimes food, and if you go in there, you are likely not to come out alive. But here, these guys have got rights. They still have their own lives there. That's why when we executed operations, they managed to arrest, not to arrest, but to recover a lot of things there. Thank you very much. If there are questions, I will take the questions then.
I think if you allow the general to talk about crime and policy, we'll talk till tomorrow. So he's got a passion for his work. By the way, he is originally from PE. He's from Kwasakele. He worked all over, and the last station he worked at was in Nyanga. If you know Nyanga in Cape Town, is the roughest area. He was good there, and he made a difference there. And then when they were looking for someone for Nelson Mandela, they identified him. And he's been here almost now around a year, and he's been really working very hard. We thank you, General, for your input, and we know people have been really taking notes and are so eager to ask questions. We welcome you, say also in our midst. Okay? Yeah, we hope we are going to be able to finish by 15:15, inshallah. Yeah, but with those few minutes left, let's give people a chance to ask. Maybe there are questions they want to ask, I don't know, talk about the extortion. And then we know that some of our Muslim business people, they get hijacked and they are asked to pay ransom money and all those things. So some of us, they got shops in dangerous areas, but they stay in posh areas, but they don't attack you when you're in that posh area, but when you go to your work area, that's where they attack you. So there are a lot of things that happen even in, which affects us directly, as Sheikh Mukhtar has mentioned. So I think let's give an opportunity, just 5 minutes to 10 minutes for question and answer session. There is a mic here. Whoever wants to ask a question will bring the mic to him or her. Okay, feel free, ladies, if you've got a question. Yeah.
Questions, Jama'ah?
Inshallah.
Now's the time for the conflict.
Today you've got an opportunity to ask the general and also to have
If they don't want to speak, no,
Imam.
can I have your time?
Yeah.
General Nata, you look younger than normally the pigs. You look really younger. One night you phoned me about 1 o'clock at night. When General Man, I phoned her, she phoned you, you phoned me. It was exactly 1 o'clock when you phoned me. So nice meeting you. Thanks for coming. If I may, I've got about 13 points. And it's more about crime and some advices to sets.
I think before you ask questions, can you introduce yourself?
Okay. I am Wasif Mahdi from the community, the Muslim community of Port Elizabeth. Maybe you heard the name. My name was mentioned in one of your meetings about 2-3 weeks ago. So, what is the main function of SEPS? Is to serve and to protect the community. Alright? So over the years, SEPS formulated many units and programs to put in place to curb crime. And that is CPU, VISPOL, AGU, NIU, crime, the other one is police reserves, hawks, and so on. All these units were created to curb crime and to prevent crime. But in my opinion, all these units are good units, very, very good units, but they are not managed properly. They are not managed properly. Why do I say this? And out of all these units, if you can only focus on 2 units, Mr. Nata, concerning the northern areas, concerning the crime here, is visible policing and CPU, Crime Prevention Unit. If you can prevent crime, crime will come down. And visible policing. If there's more police in the area, crime will come down or minimum. Why do I say this? Last year, between the 19th and 20th of March, when the EFF supposedly wanted to bring South Africa to a standstill, that 2 days, if we check the stats for that 2 days, crime came down almost to zero. Not zero, but almost to zero. Why? Because why? That 2 days we saw so many policemen on the ground. There were so many vehicles visible. Even the private vehicles within the station, the cars that the detectives is driving, they were on the ground. And in that 2 days, crime came down. So what does that tell us? If we have visible policing on the ground, crime will come down. All right? But this I have raised so many times. For years, to be exact, 28 years, I've been raising and speaking the same thing. The last time in the city hall, there was 9 station commanders there with the CPF. I raised the very same question. What are they telling me? They all station commanders, managers of a station. That's why I say it's a management problem. They say it's beyond them, it's above them. It's a political thing. They can't make decisions. There's no budget, whatever, when it comes to vehicles. They blame vehicles and manpower. Today we're sitting with the same problem. After 28 years, still the same problem. Many stations don't have vehicles. At one stage, BD only, now recently, they only had 1 vehicle to serve Battlefield Police Station, which is the area is extending and extending. Kunu, Fastrap, Marikana, you name it. 1 vehicle. I mean, the other thing is, when a vehicle going for repairs, there's too many red tape. Cut the red tape, sometimes only a windscreen, flat tire, battery, whatever. Get the vehicle back on the road. So does it all know? I've been mentioning for many years already. So that is it. I'm rushing through the points here because of time. There are many drug posts in the northern areas, right? So what stops the police of raiding them on a regular basis? Not only once a year or twice a year, but regular. What is stopping the police? What is the way forward of the shooting and the killings in Helensvale, Katanga? Do SAPS have a solution for this? There's a no-go zone, as we know. People can't ride there. People can't pick up their domestics there. You can't ride through the area because the killings is too many. So many young kids roaming around during school hours, standing at robots in front of shops begging for money. Most females, some female motorists are scared when stopping at the robot because these kids come up to them to the window. Steps right past these kids every day during school hours. And these could be our possible future criminals. You know, that roaming the streets during school hours. We have to do something about it. The point you already mentioned, that there are illegal shebeens near school, mosques, churches, etc., which is contravening the liquor law. And we also find these in areas, and in these areas where there's shebeens, more crime take place there. From there, your crime stem from there, whether it be a rape, robbing, murder, whatever come from that areas of shebeens. And lastly, Mr. Nata, the police always say they must work with the communities. Must work with the communities. I'm not going to brand anybody here, but on 2 occasions I made an appointment with the police commander of Galvindale, but he never responded to me. I'm from the community. I'm part of the area. I requested to see him. He's also a civil servant, but he never answered. He was via WhatsApp. The blue tick came there, he never replied. The next day I did the same, he never replied. So, the police always say you must work with the community, but we tried to engage with the police, but he was not responsive to me and not prepared to meet with me. So just that few from my side was more like how to curb crime, how we can minimize crime, how we can avoid crime is when we have visible policing on the ground. And the problem is there's not enough vehicles in our area and to curb crime. I thank you, sir. Thank you.
General, that's Oja Wasif Lahedin. Is known. I'm not sure it's famous or notorious. Which one is the right one?
Famous.
Yeah, we know, all of us, we know him from the townships to the northern areas. He's been a very anti-crime legend. So also, like you've got passion with police, he's got passion with anti-crime. So we thank you very much. Is there anyone else who want one or two questions more?
Comments as well.
Yeah, because we will just give General one last chance and then to answer all the questions.
Thank you very much, Shukran Shah. The question is to the Commissioner. In terms of the liquor license, which we know that shouldn't be close to schools, mosques, or churches, and if we look in Darwin Park, we have this major liquor store which has gone from a pub lounge into a massive liquor selling outlet. We can't even go to those shops any longer. And so from that point of view, and as children, and our children have to walk from the shops to go home, for example, from school, go home to the Garden Hill area. And what does the police do in order to curb that? Because it has also attracted a whole lot of vagrants. So the vagrants are actually living now in Dutch Street. And at night, it is even more dangerous. The road is dangerous as well as the elements that are hanging around it.
General, that's Sister Hishma Johnson, who's a radio presenter, not even a presenter now, I think she's a radio producer now. She's gone, she's done everything on radio. She was mentioning, I think maybe must have got the street, or maybe after when Mabel, you can give him General the details of the trip, but we'll ask him if there's no other question, can we allow the General to respond, inshallah? Okay.
Okay, I'm going to be very short. The appointment with the SC Stage Commander of Gelben Bay is currently attending a course. I think this week is his second or third week. Yeah, but I'm going to communicate with him and set for that appointment. I'll instruct him to have that meeting with you. No matter how busy he is, he must come back and have a meeting with you, sir. Thank you for the questions. It is true. It is not only during the shutdown, FF shutdown, but remember during the COVID. There were police all over, and even army came out. And I think that's what our people need. They want to see visibility. And that's fighting also from all my station commanders. I even say, please, blue lights. When I drive, I even chase the vans while your blue lights are off. Now I'm chasing those vehicles that now drive out of their own area. Even today, instructed the station commander take action while was outside the area where they're supposed to. So these vehicles cannot be all over. It is true, but having the police, remember during the shutdown, those that were off, those that were on leave were brought back and were paid by the state. And the state does not, we're told, the government doesn't have so much money to pay everyone that is off. You see, if they have money, we'll stop crime. And it's true that is visibility. But I do not think visibility should be the only thing that will stop crime. It's a change of the mindset. They must just think like, I am not intending to commit any crime. We must have more and more people or children who do not want to commit crime. You know, we must not be good people because there's no one see, because the people are seeing us. We must be good people even when no one sees us. I think that's what we need to win. And that one will not be done by the police. Everyone has a responsibility. The church, the masjid, the community at large, to change the mindset so that we can really, you know, this moral decay that we are really having must come to an end. How we raise our children, etc. And then we have those problems. We have problem of resources. Currently, the government, that's what they are saying, that's what we are saying, what we call it, where we must tighten our belts. We're tightening our belts because there's not enough money to buy resources. That's why we have far less vehicles that we have bought. Recently, we received about 12 vehicles, and Petroscope received 2 vehicles. Two Petroscope. So no one must say now for only 1 vehicle. If there's only 1 vehicle, the radio must contact me because that means that vehicle is doing things that not supposed to do. And the children are roaming the streets. Yes, the police, maybe there's high expectation for the police to stop and chase those children. You know, last night it was the 5th of November, the Guy Fawkes. And those were children. And I got so angry while I was also driving. I get closer. I saw children that are not even 15 years old for burning tires. What are we going to do? Are we going to get the hell out of them? Are we going to, you know, all that I said to them, they must leave, they must pull those tires away from the tar roads because these are our children, but our children that are misguided. So the police can't be the right people to correct the behavior of the children. It can't be. Let alone that the children will grow up being told, if you mess, the police are going to arrest you. And it can't be. All that we need to do, we really must do so much. And so, in fact, in a very dedicated way to change the behavior, because the problem here is the behavior and the conduct. But I took note of what you said and how to do it through our own operations where we pay money. This station also is given overtime money as well, so that they can have so many more members and be a larger group while they are in their own operations. But the fact that the station commanders or it is management, I think as the police, we are trying, you know, to change or to improve the quality of management, you know, and it's good that we get criticized, get corrected or advised as a management. But what I've noticed, this is not an easy job because here, what you expect me to do, you expect me to stop what people have planned over the period of time, where the rank was over to do. I must stop a person who wants to commit crime, who wants to rape, who wants to rob. Something that is very, very difficult. We do with somehow, but when we work together as a group, that's what I would like to hear. That what can we do to work with you? And I want to say, what can we do? Each and every station has a CBF. Each and every station has got groups that are fighting crime, not the vigilantism, not those that are forums that are killing the community members who are the criminals who are accused. I said, not those ones. Those ones that will advise the station, those ones that will say, let's form a patrol group here, let's form a WhatsApp group here, let's share information, let's ensure that those who are witnesses avail themselves even at court. You see, that's what we need. Now, I just signed an authority. They must go and fetch 2 witnesses from one area that I'm not going to mention. Even in the application, they don't even say where these children are, these witnesses are. Then I was saying, I'm not going to, where are you going with my father? Because the financial implications, there's fuel that you must use here, then there's a general, remember that case, those are the witnesses. We do not want anyone to know where these witnesses live. That's how it is now, because there are people who kill the witnesses. but we want to encourage the people. The drug post, I wish you could do that regularly. Even I wish you could even have a Bible that is parked outside the drug post. And it's true that Kenyan is here, going to have to increase the rates. Kenyan. The AGU is doing relatively well because they rate and find drugs, but there are less arrests, as I've already mentioned here. That these guys are very smart. They know the law. They know that you are not just going to arrest them because you find drugs in their own house. But we need to increase the rates. And for us to stop crime, Kenyan and Kenyan starter, visibility. You know, our members must also be taught we're joined by youngsters, those boys who don't care. They are also youngsters. Maybe some of them are also gangsters, but now they're wearing uniform, who don't really appreciate the fact that they're employed by government, they're serving the people of this country. But it is our responsibility to train them, make them to be matured. But visibility will help us. And the last question, the liquor, there's a liquor license board. And, I hope you can also call the liquor license board. Because they don't work with us. They don't work for us. We must recommend. And our recommendation, when we said, no, we cannot allow a liquor place next to the church. They will even tell them, okay, that's fine. Change your entrance gate. It must not face the church. And they will even ask, okay, the school, until what time? It's until 2, okay, your liquor license, we're going to grant you. You can operate from 4 p.m. You see, as long as you're going to operate while the school is operating. So call the same way that you've called us, that I really appreciate. Call the liquor license board as well, so we can engage them, change. There's so many people who were killed in East London. We have about 21 children that were killed there inside the liquor license place, and no one is serving. No one is serving in jail, etc. But the liquor license board, they are throwing their hands in the air because they do not seem to account to the community here. Thank you very much.
I think we've already mentioned that more. We can talk the whole night. But I think what we've done, alhamdulillah, is more than enough. Let's agree that for the day, that's alhamdulillah, quite a heavy giving that we got today. But we hope to plan more meetings, inshallah. But at this point in time, let me also welcome Colonel Starter, who was supposed to be here to do what Colonel Petros did. And it's good that now it shows these are the people we are working with here in Government Day police station. That is your precinct here in the Government Day, Government Park, Parkside, and all those areas. You fall under that station. So at least just memorize their faces, so that if you've got any problem with the other guys there, there's Colonel Starter, Kekenu Stense. Yeah. And then you've got the Colonel Petros there. You've seen him. Yeah, and the station commander is on study leave. That is Brigadier Abdurrahman Humphreys. And I think it's true that the station, the management really is being put in. Our Colonel in the writing, Colonel Antimi is on also study leave. But nevertheless, let's give over to Sheikh Majdi Jardin to give vote of thanks, and inshallah we close with a dua from the Imam Riyakat. I won't come again, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Esteemed guests, respected members of the community, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It is peremptory upon us, it is compulsory upon us to thank and to express gratitude This, of course, is firstly predicated on the saying of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, who has said that he who has not thanked people has not thanked Allah, has not thanked our Creator, our most merciful Creator, our Sustainer, our Nourisher, our Protector. On behalf of the Imam Council of Port Elizabeth, and on behalf of our chairperson, Imam Biadi Njati, is unfortunately unable to attend. His out of the country at this moment. And also on behalf of the members of our community, we take this opportunity to extend our gratitude to our esteemed guests, Major General Ngata, the District Commissioner of the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, Colonel Pietrus of the Government Police Station, members of the South African Police Service present here today, the Colonel that just arrived a bit later. Major Ngata, we acknowledge the immense responsibility that you and your team, as well as the entire police department, shoulder on a daily basis to do your level best to ensure that we live in a safe and secure environment. Your presence here today is a testament to foster positive relations between law enforcement and the public, and we appreciate that gesture of yours. We also wish to thank the leadership of Masjid Taqwa for having availed the premises today for this gathering. And lastly, once again, Major Ngata, thank you for your presence today. May your leadership continue to guide towards a safer, stronger community, God willing, inshallah. Before we end off, we will call upon Sister Krishna Abrams, she used to be Abrams, just to hand over a small token of appreciation.
I don't have a view.
Maybe if you can read what is there.
Yes, we'll read what is there, and then there's a diary so that Major never miss appointments. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So the letter of appreciation to Major General Visela Ngata, the Imam Council of the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro expresses its gratitude to Major General Ngata for his dedication, commitment and leadership to foster positive relations between law enforcement and the public. We acknowledge the immense responsibility that you and your team, as well as the entire South African Police Service, shoulder on a daily basis to do your level best to ensure that we live in a safe and secure environment. May your leadership continue to guide towards a safer, stronger community, and this comes from the Imam Council of Nelson Mandela Bay. We appreciate the collaboration and taking care of our community.
Thank you.
Maybe we can just announce that number, extortion number.
Okay.
Yeah, before we close, Imam, you can come forward. We want Major General to give us that number, extortion number. If you happen to be a victim of extortion, there's a number that we can use to just inform. It's not controlled here in Kelvin Day or in PE, but it's controlled provincially. So they won't even know, they won't even ask your name, but you just need to give them information on that one.
Okay, the number is 08, okay, thank you. The number is 082 387 1561 24/7 number. Of course, the person that will answer is not from here at our provincial office. So many is very far. We don't even know, we don't even recognize your voice. Thank you very much.
Fast.
Oh, it's an extortion
I'm trying.
hotline. Extortion hotline. Remember the boys who will approach you for you or demand protection fee. Pay protection fee to me so that I don't rob you. Doesn't make sense. The number is 082 387 1561. 082 387 1561. I can do.
اللهم آمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. اللهم افتح علينا حكمة وانشر علينا رحمتك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ذنوب والدينا ومشايخنا وجميع المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم انصر المجاهدين في فلسطين. اللهم انصر المجاهدين في كل مكان. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.